Hi everyone, and welcome to Tuning In with Taryn D, conscious coach and intuitive healer. In this video, I felt drawn to discuss the topic of discerning between your resistance and your gut instinct. And it's quite an interesting topic. And as you become more consciously aware or sit in your awareness of this, it can be quite an interesting and actually very useful tool to work with. And so as I've gone along and worked through my inner journey, this is how I've sort of come to distinguish between the two. What I've noticed is that resistance would show up in my life, and this would be connected to the ego. My gut instinct would be connected to my soul and obviously more of an intuition. And so working with these two together and becoming aware of when it shows up, and also the fact that they can show up simultaneously. And this is what's been quite interesting, certainly in my life, where I've kind of gone, I'm feeling resistance to something, but I have a gut instinct about it. And this can really kind of be quite confusing. And in essence, what it really translates to is your ego battling your soul in some shape or form. So let me give you an example of this. So I might have resistance towards, I don't know, starting a business. And I can sense that resistance. And, you know, this plays out in my life by procrastinating or putting things off, or just not really, you know, like getting distracted by, you start doing something and then you watch TV or you go and do something else, or just your heart's not really in it. There's a resistance. However, there's a gut instinct that is driving it, like you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And when you connect the two, what it can often indicate is that, so your soul, through your gut instinct, is talking to you and pushing you towards something. And your resistance to it would then be translated through the ego as, I can't do that, I'm too afraid to do that, I don't really want to do that, that scares me, I'm not sure about this, or it's too much hard work, and so on and so forth, which would be fueled by your limiting beliefs, your past programming, your self-talk, etc., etc. So the point is to just, on a simple perspective, kind of see if you can tune in for yourself to when you have resistance to something, to an activity, to a person, to something, notice how that is coming from your ego in some way. And if there's a gut instinct on the other side of that, recognize in some way that there's a purity in that drive or a knowingness in that drive to pursue whatever it is a little bit further, however it's showing up as resistance. So I hope that makes sense. A great way to that I found to work with your resistance is to personify it. And so what I mean by that is to notice what it is that you're resisting, and either through an internal process of visualization, or even just getting a piece of pen and paper out and literally writing down and talking to this resistance as if it was somebody. What do you want to ask them? What is it that I'm resisting? Why do I feel so fearful? What are you trying to tell me? Where are you trying to lead me? What does it look like? What does this resistance look like? Does it show up as like an energy? Is it blue? Is it green? Is it pink? Is it dark? Is it heavy? Is it light? You know, tune into the subtleties of what this resistance is and see how you can work with it by giving it your attention of, I see you, I recognize you. I'm not quite sure how to move through you right now, so let's work together and talk with it sort of in that way. And I'm pretty sure you'll find it will start to diffuse and you will start to feel like it's your friend, because resistance is your friend. Resistance indicates that what's on the other side of that resistance is more than likely going to make you grow and expand in some way. And that is terrifying to the ego. The ego wants certainty. The ego wants security. And so by virtue of that, that resistance to the ego means I don't know what's on the other side of this, and so I'd rather just protect you, and we're just going to resist doing this because we don't know what's on the other side. And so when you start to see it from these angles, there's a real game at play here. And so as you can tune in a little bit more, you can start to make these distinctions for yourself and notice that underlying gut instinct, that gut feeling that is driving perhaps where that resistance is showing up. What does the gut instinct say? Lean into that a little bit more. And what is the instinct telling you? Does the idea of doing this thing feel good to you? Do you feel expansive in your body? Even though it's terrifying, even though you may be terrified to be like the fears are showing up. But again, fear is a projection into the future. And so recognizing all of that and tuning into your now moment will give you the answers that you seek. So I hope that video helped you a little bit. Please feel free to comment and share with me any insights and if any of this makes sense to you. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye.